Go away, ad, go away, ad. Okay. Go ad free. I would like to. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Cloud Yelling with Upset Tugboat, and I am your host, Upset Tugboat. Yeah. And tonight we have just a few news articles, and we're looking at a thing. And I guess some editorial thing and a museum thing. But then we have something fun at the end, so stay tuned. Alright, let's start out. First, we get comfortable here. Okay, first article for today. Grand Theft Auto 6 may not have a physical version on day one to avoid leaks, report claims. It claims that the physical version may come a few weeks or even months later. And this is in Video Game Chronicles by Chris Scullion. Right? This is GTA6. It's set in Florida this time. Take-Two and Rockstar may hold back the release of the physical version of Grand Theft Auto 6 to avoid spoilers. That's according to the Polish site ppe.pl. I have no idea what that means. Whose insider Garkdazari previously correctly leaked the information on the release date of Oblivion Remastered physical copies. Ah, so that's the guy. That's the guy who ruined it for everybody by disclosing the release date. Yeah. Whatever. Remastered for physical copies. The Switch 2 port of Sonic Racing Crossworlds, and the PS5 port of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Come on, guys, stop spoiling things. Let people wait for things like they used to back in the old days when things were better. Yeah. Where you got to wait for the thing that you wanted. And you couldn't just see a movie that you wanted to see if it wasn't in the theaters, or you had to wait for it to come on TV, or you had to buy a VH tape of it so you couldn't just see it whenever you wanted. Those were the good times. Yeah, when things were harder, that is good. Okay. According to... Or is it Gregzardari? That guy, who ppe.pl says handles physical game sales in Europe. Take-Two still has no plans for a physical edition of the game, at least at release. Okay. While it appears inevitable that the game will get a physical release, the report claims that it may appear on consoles digitally first, with a physical version following later. This could only be a few weeks after the release, or as far as back as 2027. Okay, so I guess there will be a physical release. Alright, okay. I guess that's not a problem. If we're hearing more and more that the physical version won't be released simultaneously with digital version to prevent leaks, their source claims. How's that supposed to prevent leaks? Where you're leaking, but if you leak the game, wait, what does it matter if it's digital or physical? Isn't a leak a leak? How do you not leak a digital game? Because, it's the game, right? All the game files are there on your computer, right? How do you... I don't know, maybe the article explains. Let's keep reading. We're getting conflicting reports. Some say the physical version will arrive 3 to 4 weeks after the digital release, while others say it won't happen until early 2027. More information will be available in mid-February. Grand Theft Auto 6 has already been subject to numerous leaks in recent years. In September 2022, one of the games industry's most high-profile data leaks saw over an hour of GTA6 development footage published online. Oh, that's not good. Don't spoil it for people. Come on. Giving players the first look at the sequel to one of the best-selling games of all time. The games industry most have. Yeah, I don't like leakers. Don't do that. That's a bad. That's a jerky thing to do. Don't do that. Come on. Then in December 2023, the game's first trailer was leaked a day early by an anonymous X-user, albeit a low-res and heavily watermarked version. Well, okay, who wants to see that? If I could just wait like one day and get like the better high-quality version. Like, I don't know, I guess someone must be, they're making money off it somehow, so that's why they keep doing it, but For that, back in 2021, over an hour of Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy, the definitive edition footage leaked online ahead of the game's release. With this in mind, Rockstar and Take-Two will be keen to avoid further leaks and spoilers for the Grand Theft Auto 6 before the game's officially out. Well, again, how do you avoid the spoilers? Or is it they're just not sending the physical versions ahead of time? Is that it? Like, so I guess with digital... No, go away. I guess with digital, like, you can still control when the game is unlocked, so I suppose that's how? It's like physical, you'd have to send it ahead of time. But no, you could still lock it, because every game nowadays has a DRM thing. Like, it has to be connected to the internet to activate it or work or whatever. Again, I don't see how this is supposed to avoid the spoilers. Or is it just a delay because they can't just can't get the physical copies out that quickly? Which, why would you, I don't know why, or maybe not, because I don't see why you would lie about that. So whatever. Given that there have been numerous instances of Given that there have been numerous instances of players acquiring physical copies of games early, often through retailers who receive shipments before release, okay, so that's it, and streaming them online, this could justify the claim that Take-Two may be delaying the physical release of GTA 6 to avoid spoilers. Well, again, they could just lock it out until they're ready, even with the physical release, because you can do that now. Or I suppose maybe if you're very, like, techno-savvy, I suppose you could find a way to unlock it. Yeah, alright. Grand Theft Auto 6 current release date is November 19, 2026, following 2 high-profile delays. The game was originally planned to release in fall 2025, but this was then pushed back to May 26, 2026 for Rockstar, then announced new November date. Okay, well, there you go. Any no comments or anything? So I guess we have to wait a little bit for the physical release? I mean, I don't suppose that's a problem. I guess I can see, like, the physical purists are gonna yell about physical is disappearing when I don't think it actually is. Well, I don't know. Is this really a problem? What do you think, guys? Do you think this is a real problem? Do you think there's a problem with waiting for physical release? Are you tired of everything being digital, or... Oh. I don't know what to think about this digital thing, because I know there's that argument that you don't actually own it, but at the same time, that does help with, like, for small indie developers, that's like, it's helps with the distribution, so they don't have to, like, buy or pay for, like, a physical copy of the thing, that you just send it digitally. Yeah, so I don't know what to think. I think maybe like a multi-billion-dollar corporation like Take-Two and all that, and Rockstar, they can afford to have like physical releases. But then there's this problem with like you don't actually own it and they can take it away from you anytime they want. That's a huge problem, which we still don't really have any kind of like rules, regulations as to prevent or like that. Is that was it Stop Killing Games thing? I guess is that's what that was about. But yeah, I don't know. I see the utility of digital. I also see the problems it causes. And yeah, just like everybody else, I do like physical releases. I like having my physical game in my physical library that I have like on my shelf where I can just look at it if I want to. Like it's kind of like set dressing, or I guess you call it decoration. So, like it's part of that. It goes on the like a bookshelf and it looks good on there with my other games. And although it's not like physical releases are invulnerable or in what's the word? Is infallible. Infallible. It's not like physical releases are infallible either, because I know I have a whole bunch of CDs that I can't use anymore because either I guess the company, or not the company, the like Microsoft is like long since past used the type of disc, or obsolete. The discs kind of are using like an obsolete version, or yeah, like discs. Previous older discs are now kind of obsolete, so they don't have any support. They don't have anything that can play them anymore. Plus the coding is all obsolete and all that, and it's like it's a nightmare trying to get that to work with modern day PCs, if it can work at all. So, but digital can like, you can download like old games fairly easily and have them work fairly easily too. It's like someone like the GOG, like Good Old Games, they do all the hard work for you. They make it compatible with modern day rigs. I don't know, maybe if we could just, I think maybe having like a digital store in the hands of a non-evil company, I think that could work out. Problem is, we need to find a non-evil company, which is kind of a contradiction in terms, I know, but so I don't think there is a real solution here. Yeah, that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know. Comments below. Yeah. All right. Next. Here's a fun thing, but not the fun thing, but this is something I'm interested in, at least, I guess. From Jay's Brick Blog, review of Lego's Sauron helmet. Yeah, there's old Khazad-dûm, the Lego version. I want that, but yeah, money. Here it is, the helmet of Sauron. All these ads everywhere. Oh, I can't even get rid of the ads, jeez. Oh, wait. Sauron. Yeah, the helmet. There it is. It looks pretty good. It looks like Sauron in Lego form. And you get... Oh, there's a little minifigure of Sauron. Okay. Yeah, that's worth it. Sign me up. As soon as I get the money. Alright. Lego Lord of the Rings fans will now be able to build a very... Oh, wait a second. This is from... Yeah, I said... Jay's Brick Blog. I said already? Yeah. Editor-in-Chief Jay Ong. I assume he wrote the article too? Okay. Lego Lord of the Rings fans will now be able to build a very cool-looking replica of Sauron's helmet for the LOTR display, thanks to 11.37.3 Sauron's helmet. What are those numbers for? Is that just like the release number, or do you even really need that exactly? Because, like, what do these do? Releasing on 1st of March 2026, this represents LEGO Lord of the Rings first foray into the helmet collection format, with a detailed display model of Sauron's iconic helmet. Sauron's helmet, I'm not gonna keep repeating the numbers. That's too much throat power. I don't want to use on that. Also breaks the convention of LEGO's helmet collection sets by including a Sauron minifigure. I like that, which makes this an extremely compelling purchase for LEGO Lord of the Rings fans who do not own Barad-dûr. I want to own that too. An all-around positive indicator that LEGO Icons team is looking out for its fans. Yeah. I guess? Okay. Ahead of the release on March 1st, 2026, here's a review of Sauron's helmet, and yes, it's at the end. You'll get to see how it looks on the tuxedo cat and more. Tuxedo? I guess that's a thing they do. I guess it's like a sight thing, whatever that is. There's a question. Can you use this as like an actual helmet? As in, like, can you put this on your head, or do you think this is too small? That'd be kind of cool if you had like a helmet you can actually put on your head that's made of Lego. Well, that might hurt. Because you have like all the boxes like pressing, or all the bricks, like the corners pressing into you. That might hurt. And let's see, it's gonna be what? $70 US, so $90 Canadian. Yeah, it ain't cheap. Alright, number Sauron's helmets. I got my first. Hello, it does look good. I think like the design of Sauron is pretty cool. We saw him in the movie. Maybe this would be like a darker color, maybe. Like more black. I know they have black bricks. I don't know, maybe I would have made this maybe a darker color to like fit the color, the palette of the actual armor in the movie. And I guess this is the stand. Can't click on the pictures. Oh, so that's the piece. Oh, so it's not, doesn't actually go onto it, you just sort of snap it onto the front and back of the stand bit. So it's not an actual helmet. I mean, I understand, but it's kind of disappointing, but okay. With this being a 538 piece set, that's actually kind of small. Only 500 pieces. Yeah, that would be actually pretty darn small. Is that big smaller than the other kinds of helmets? Alright. Piece set, the build is fairly quick one. There are no stickers included, and there are 6 numbered bags. So this set is great for a quick afternoon build and won't take up too much space on your dining table or desk for too many days. I don't know about that. I want it to take up space. I want like big display pieces in my house. Yeah. What's this? That's an up close of the side of the. What significance is this? I don't know. Lego model designer Jae-won Lee utilizes some really deft techniques to bring Sauron's helmet to life in a very convincing fashion. The cheeks and eyes are clipped in at an angle and do not have any other connections, which is quite an advanced and polished approach to the design. Okay, I'll take your word for it. The angles and the way the plates are layered make for a really great looking helmet with just the right level of detail. There's a bit of repetition as you build each side, which are mirrored. That's okay, it's part of the fun. Sometimes I do some guessing with my Legos, especially if it's like a a mirrored, or like the opposite side of a thing I just made. It kind of, I kind of like that. Kind of makes me feel smart that I can like. So sometimes I like even build like the two separate bits ahead of time, and like then when the instructions say, and I'll do this on the other side, I'm like, hey, already did it. Yeah. Here's the final model, which looks awesome. It has plenty of display presence thanks to its height, measuring 33 centimeters, 13-inch tall. It's actually fairly small. Making this a great standalone model or to complete your other LEGO Lord of the Rings set. From the front, you'll see incredible use of negative space for Sauron's dark eyes, as well as nostril holes on his helmet, and the way the cheeks are tapered look so good, really capturing the key features of Sauron's iconic helmet. But again, it is kind of small. Yeah, maybe it's not too much of a problem. I guess if it looks good enough. Here's a close-up of how good the nostrils look. Yeah, those are nostrils, alright. I guess. I guess that's the side. That's the back. Well, I got the thing queued up next anyway. You can have a better look at it. Look at the side, the back of the helmet. Yeah. Now there's the top of the helmet. It looks like a helmet. Oh, and the little nameplate. And the minifigure. I kind of like this. I kind of like this little minifigure. I like the helmet bit and his shoulder bits, the pauldrons. And he's got a little ring. And it's like a big little ring. And it's silver. Why is it silver? It should be gold. There's a printed plaque with the LEGO Lord of the Rings logo plus Sauron in case you didn't know who this helmet belongs to. Well, you know, believe it or not, there are some people out there who haven't seen Lord of the Rings. I know, some of the newer generations that don't appreciate how good the old stuff is. Their only forte into the Lord of the Rings world is the Rings of Power Amazon show, which is very unfortunate and probably harmful to them too, because there's like much better stuff or much better examples of good storytelling out there that they're missing out on. The game changer with this set is the addition of the Sauron minifigure. This inclusion is quite significant as it breaks the long-standing tradition of LEGO helmet collection sets of not including minifigures. That was a tradition? I thought that was just like, well, something they just didn't really bother doing because there was no demand for it. So, I don't know if you could call that a tradition, which has been one of its biggest weaknesses. I don't know, do you really need a minifigure if you have the helmet? The inclusion of Sauron here is also significant as it was previously exclusive to Barad-dûr, a big and expensive LEGO Lord of the Rings set that not everyone has the budget or space for. Yeah, tell me about it. But, oh, look! Look, his helmet comes off and it's like a actual thing of flame. Oh, you know what? Should it be like just like the eye? Like just the eye of Sauron just sort of in the middle of it like that. I'm glad they added this little detail. I like that. That'd be kind of funny if you took off the helmet. It's just like a regular old minifigure face on it. Probably ruined the illusion, but yeah. No, I like this inclusion. That's very nice. Oh, it's that red. Well, I thought you could see like the red from the with the helmet on, but I guess not. Why is this silver? Or is that just how it looks in the picture? It's actually gold. Here's a closer look at Sauron minifigure, and without its helmet and armor look familiar, it's the same Sauron from Barad-dûr. Okay. I believe you? Oh yeah. That looks pretty nice. Yeah, I like the minifigure. Yeah. Your side-by-side comparison, some figure for the yeah, these are the two from the two different sets. But I guess this one includes a ring, but this one doesn't. Yep, that's the exact same. This is a massive win for LEGO Lord of the Rings fans, and one of the reasons why LEGO is unlike so many other toy and collectible company who will typically lean into exclusively and artificial scarcity. Yeah, that seems to be a thing nowadays too. Very stupidly, well, maybe it's calculated, but it's a bad thing. It's a not good thing to do to people. Artificial scarcity. If you look at the prices on Bricklink, Sauron by himself was already commanding nearly the same price as this helmet. Really? And I just love that LEGO decided to include the very same minifigure in such an accessible set like this. Most hardcore LEGO Lord of the Rings fans will be unaffected, of course, as they likely already own Barad-dûr, if only. But this just makes access to Sauron so much easier for a wider swath of fans who will be more comfortable spending $70, 120 Australia. Wow, that is a huge dip for Australia on a helmet. That, and the economy must be in the tank for Australia. I hear prices are like extremely excessive in Australia anyway. Not like it's any better in Canada, but whatever. Yeah, there you go. Ah, yes, that's oh, that looks nice. Yeah, here's the Rivendell set, which is looks like it's just the facade part of it, but whatever, it still looks nice. And the Hobbit hole, the what's it called? Bag End. Yeah. Barad-dûr. Yeah, this I think I like this one the most because it's much bigger and there's more detail and intricated. Is that a word? It is now. Here's how to look alongside some of the LEGO Lord of the Rings sets I currently have on display. Yeah, looks good. Maybe it needs some in the background here, like put up a poster or something, or maybe like a backdrop of like the Lord of the Rings. So you need like some more something other than a blank wall. Please some of the LEGO sets. Oh, it's hit. Oh, placing the Sauron helmet on other LEGO sets. You know what? That doesn't look too bad. I mean, it looks kind of silly, I guess, but I mean, like, I kind of like that it just fits pretty well on top of the Barad-dûr. Take the eye off, but yeah, I like that. Kind of like that, yeah. It's a tradition. Seems like LEGO designer icons and ideas have conveniently settled on some sort of universal scale for pets, helmets, and Barad-dûr, allowing you to mix and match these sets for the most hilarious mashups. Really? Well, it's kind of neat. And here's Sauron perched atop Barad-dûr, which probably fits like a glove, but yeah. Oh, now it's on the tuxedo. That's the tuxedo cat. There it is. That's what we were promised from the beginning of the article. There it is on the tuxedo cat. An incredible candidate and looks so great with Sauron's helmet on, but we were all deceived, for another great choice now exists. Really? What's better than Tuxedo Cat? Let's find out. Oh, a dog. The Golden Retriever puppy. Oh, look. The Golden Retriever puppy has Sauron's helmet. Go get the ring, boy. Go get it. Go fetch the ring. Fetch it. Yeah. Because it's a Golden Retriever and it's looking for a ring, yeah. Takes the win here. Sauron's helmet looks much cuter on a fluffy puppy. Bonus points that it also fits very snugly on to the puppy. I wonder if that was like deliberately intentional. If that was intentional, like that was a deliberate decision they made. Would how would the ring fit on a dog's hand? Or would it like fit like a collar? Like if the dog Sauron were able to find the ring, it would like form into like a collar, I guess. But then he'd have the will to rule them all, and there'll be fire hydrants and bones everywhere. And what would an orc army be for a dog? Like I don't know, pugs or French pug, or what are those? Bulldogs? Hey, bulldogs? No, maybe the bulldogs would be like the trolls. A dog over the rings. What would the orcs be? Maybe like the pugs. And yeah, or the flying things. Well, there aren't any flying dogs, right? Oh, and the cats. The cats would be the elves. The dog universe. Yeah. And maybe what could humans be? No, hobbits. Hobbits, chihuahuas. Hobbits would be the chihuahuas. How about the dwarves? What would the dwarves be in like dog form? Like no, bulldogs are kind of big for. What now? I don't know. But you know what? You tell me. What do you think the dog form of humans would be in a dog version of Lord of the Rings? And of course the elves have to be the cats, of course. And yeah. What would Gollum be? What's a weird kind of breed of dog? Maybe like a chihuahua. Or no, the rat that was mistaken for the dog in those urban legends. You know, the one where like some couple that went on vacation to Mexico and they found a dog and they took it back home, but turns out the dog is a rat. Just a big old rat. That could be Gollum. Yeah. Okay. And I guess that. What is this? Just for fun, the helmet looks fantastic on Lego's upscale minifigure. Okay. What happened to his hand? Why is that one great? Yeah, there you go, the helmet. Final thoughts. Is a very easy Sauron's helmet is a very easy recommendation to make for any Lord of the Rings fans. It's currently the cheapest non-brickheads Lord of the Rings set on market and introduces a brand new display model that perfectly complements your other sets. Sauron's helmet is incredibly well designed and you're left with a terrific and very convincing model that you can display as a standalone model or with other Lord of the Rings paraphernalia. What really makes this an exceptional set is the inclusion of Sauron as a minifigure. I hope the success of this set, I am confident this will fly off the shelves, set as a new precedent for any helmet set to also include a minifigure. It's such a small but impactful addition, both in terms of displayability, but also collectability, as it gives LEGO the chance to use helmet sets to either give us new update minifigures, or in the case of many highly sought after minifigures for okay, come on, end it now. There's just too much to like here, and a big LEGO Lord of the Rings fan this ticks so many boxes for me, and I highly recommend picking Sauron's helmet up when it launches on March 2026, especially if you are in the US, where for some reason the price is so low when compared to other countries. Oh, well, yeah. I would also recommend pre-ordering, as I can see this being a very popular release. Alright, well, there you go. This Sauron helmet gets a thumbs up from that guy. Yeah. And yeah, I guess we could just do a quick look here on the Lego site itself. There's the helmet. Looks bigger here. I guess because there's nothing to compare it to. Yeah, and the box has... And yeah, Yeah, still looks good. Boxes, yeah, regular box. 538 pieces for about 80 bucks. And yeah, the size of it is kind of, maybe if it was like actual helmet size, I might be more interested, but I mean, I guess for the price, maybe it's okay. What's with that silver ring though? Oh, he seems to be enjoying it. And okay, so it looks more gold on this picture. Maybe it's just the picture on that other website that was... Yeah, it's gold here. So I guess the color was just off on the other pictures. Yeah, that's good. Good enough. Maybe, nah, I think maybe more helmet size. But it might look better, because this kind of looks like a shrunken head version of the helmet. I think a full-size helmet would look better, and yes, I know, I understand why it's down, blah, blah, blah. Well, there you go. That's the helmet of Sauron. And there's all that. I read too much about it already. 3D building instructions. Oh, there's a building app for this things. $90 Canadian. So... You know what? Well, I don't know. For like 500 pieces... Well, I suppose it's the new norm now, so not really anything you can do about it, but... Yeah, if you're interested, buy it. If you're not interested, don't buy it. That's my review. Okay. Good. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Alright. And next, something I hope would be interesting. Where are we? Take a drink. Okay. From the Game TRG, what's this? Tech Radar by Demi Williams. Fable director explains what makes this RPG a fairy tale rather than a straight fantasy like The Witcher. Fairy tales are intimate, they're small stories about regular people. I think that's a brilliant description of what Fable really is. That is a long title. Maybe bring that down, Demi. Cut that down to like something more digestible. And yeah, this is about Fable. The upcoming game, Fable. I don't think it's a remake. I think it's a sequel. Fable finally arrives later this year, so it's coming out this year. Okay. Playground Games general manager and Fable game director Ralph Fulton has called the upcoming game an open-world fairy tale rather than a grand and sweeping fantasy story that players might be used to. Following the Xbox developer direct on January 22, where Playground Games finally announced that Fable will launch in fall 2026 for PC, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and PS5. How many series does Xbox need? Fulton divulged a ton of new information about the role-playing game, RPG for short, in an interview with Xbox Wire. When asked what the essence of Fable is, Fulton explained that Playground borrowed from the original trilogy created by Lionhead Studios and decided to lean heavily into the series' classic fairy tale style. Well, that would be nice. I don't think they can do it. And I think maybe legally, because like since it like changed companies, so there's definitely going to be things that they can't do, and all that like legally has to be distinct and all that. So I don't think it's ever going to be. And also the people who made the original Fable are not the same as the people making the same. So this sequel, remake, whatever. So it's not going to be the same. It's not really going to feel the same, and it doesn't necessarily mean that a bad thing necessarily. We'll wait till it actually comes out to to see see what it's like, because even if it's not like in exactly the same feeling or whatever of it, doesn't necessarily make it a bad game. It's more like gameplay and stuff and story and things. So I'm willing to give it a chance. Like, I'm accepting it's not going to be the same, and I hope they don't try to claim that it would be the same, because it's not going to be. Like, there's no way it can be. But I'm willing to give it a chance. We came up with a bunch of things, the first of which I would say we actually inherited from Lionhead. When we started working on this project, we got a treasure trove of documents from Lionhead that had been in storage. Fulton said, something that I thought was just brilliantly succinct. That's a word I haven't really seen out in the wild. You don't really encounter like many useful, but I guess high profile words. Would you call it like that? Like high profile as in what do I mean high profile? I don't know, whatever. It's just like it's you don't come across words like that too often. Succinct was one of the documents which said Fable is fairy tale, not fantasy. Okay, which is super neat. The game director explains that the Playground's interpretation, fairy tale and fantasy, probably exist on opposite ends of a spectrum, suggesting that Fable will deal with smaller, intimate stories instead of something you'd expect from other grand fantasy tales. I think we all know that what fantasy is. It's The Witcher, it's Skyrim, it's Lord of the Rings, it's Game of Thrones, and I think tonally it's quite grand. It's sweeping, it's geopolitical, it's serious. You know, you can almost picture the color palette of fantasy, he said. I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I like it when, like, associate the word fantasy with things like Lord of the Rings, and fairy tales are more for like nursery rhymes and stuff. Alright, I guess I can understand where he's coming from here. And then fairy tales exist right at the opposite end of that spectrum. Fairy tales are intimate. They're smaller stories about regular people. They're not grand and sweeping. They're very personal and whimsical, and ultimately they deal with what happens when magic touches the lives of ordinary folks. And also they have this kind of moral component to them. And I think that is a brilliant description of what Fable really is. It runs through our art style. It runs through our world building. We've really executed against that fairy tale idea in every part of the game that we're building. You're executing fairy tales? That was dumb. In Fable, players will be able to explore the land of Albion, an immersive, medieval-like world with choices and consequences, reputation, and fairy tale endings. I think I can agree with his definitions of fantasy and fairy tale, but like Fable the game, like that is bigger. Like that would be bigger than a fairy tale, wouldn't it? Like, it's not just about this one guy. Like you, there's like whole other characters having their own adventures while you're like, there's a whole world and story and lore and stuff out there too. So I don't know if I would call Fable a fairy tale. Or maybe he means the game that the Fable they're making is going to be more fairy tale like. From the new trailer, it's clear that Albion will be rich with new discoveries, but Fulton stressed that players will still be able to take their time enjoying the world, despite the game having stakes. He explained that the events of the game start to unfold after an inciting incident, which he calls the catalyst for the story, where the player's grandma and everyone in the village they grew up in is turned to stone by a mysterious stranger. That's kind of the same as the first Fable game, isn't it? Except it's attacked and everybody dies, except, oh no, his dad dies. Then you go to the Hero Academy for like a few minutes, and then you that old Fable game, a lot more was promised from it than it delivered. So I'm assuming this is going to keep up with the tradition. Wasn't that a Peter Molyneux game? The guy who has trouble with promising more than he could deliver. Yeah, I think that was Peter Molyneux, wasn't it? Yeah. The player is then left alone and forced to venture out into the world. It's suggested that you visit Bowerstone, the Heroes Guild. However, the game director explained there's nothing forcing the players to go along that path first. So you have to go there eventually? So there's a soft implication that you should head for the Heroes Guild, and maybe there's help that they can give you, Fulton said. But the nature of our game is that as soon as you leave your village, you can go pretty much anywhere. It's truly open world, so the world is yours to explore. And we've written the story so that although there are stakes, your grandmother, your village, there's no ticking bomb. So can you just avoid the main quest altogether? Like in Bethesda games, or like I said, you don't have to go there right away. So do you have to go there eventually? Is my question. How open is this world? I guess is the question. Because like I'm fine with this being like an on rails thing, just like the other games were. So there's nothing forcing you along the path because we want to allow the player to the permission to just go and do something else in the game. You could go to the most northerly village in Albion, get a job, settle down, and get married if you want. The story will wait for you, which I think is really important with the really rich side activities that Fable games come with. I mean, okay, but doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of the story? Like, most main stories have, like, I guess non-Bethesda game main stories have, like, more urgency to them. And in this Fable kind of game, I don't know if you could actually do that, but it might be pretty cool if you could have, like, the story is unfolding while you're going off on doing something else, doing your own thing. And then, I don't know, maybe when you finally decide to start the main story, the bad guy already won because you weren't there to stop him or something. I wonder if you could do that. Is that the end? Demi Wilden? Demi is a freelance game journalist for Tech Radar Games. He's been a game writer for 5 years and has written outlines. I guess that's a writer. Yeah, we have comments. Thank you so much. Fable is a good game. Example of what video games should be out there. No. It doesn't have to be what games should be. It's just it can be something you put out there and people can play it if they want, but they shouldn't make all games exactly like Fable. Believing the players get just look at all the babies here already, so they get hate. What hate? I just know it's gonna be filled. The comment. You know what? Never read the comments, except mine. Read my comments and make a comment for my videos, please. Yeah. Well, yeah, the Richard Iowata, whatever his name is in there. The guy from IT Crowd. Yeah, he's a funny guy. I like him. He was in the first trailers when they had. I think this was before they decided to add character creation to the game. He was like playing a giant, and there was like a twist ending where he was actually a giant and the player was a tiny little thing. And yeah, well, there's for that. This is more of like an advertisement than a real discussion of fantasy versus fairy tales. So. All right, I don't know. What do you guys think? What's the difference between a fantasy and a fairy tale? I can see where he's coming from with the fairy tales being like smaller, more intimate stories. But I don't think you can really do that with a big open world game like this, if that's what it's going to be. It's like fairy tales are very lore light. Fantasy is like more lore heavy. Like in a fairy tale, you can have like what's a fairy tale? What's a known fairy tale? The wolf, the Little Red Riding Hood. Like you can just have like a story about Little Red Riding Hood going through the forest, going to grandma's, and having grandma replaced by a wolf. You don't need to go deep into the lore, like who is this wolf? Why does this wolf want to eat this one girl in the whole big forest? Why does grandma live in a forest of evil where wolves want to eat kids? Where you don't need to explain things like that. It's just like a little thing just to entertain kids or yeah, I guess kids. In fantasy, it's like there's more lore. It goes deeper into the lore about the world and stuff. I guess I can kind of agree. What do you think? Yeah, well, you tell me what's the difference of the fairy tale and the fantasy? Is there a difference? What is the difference? What's your favorite fantasy? What's your favorite fairy tale? The comment below. And leave a like and whatever, and bell stuff and all that things, and do all the stuff you do for other people, but for me, on my channel. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Okay. Alright, so there's that. And here's an interesting thing. 1 second. Coffee. One thing I keep saying I need to stop doing, yet continue doing it because I've tricked myself into thinking that it's more use to me than it actually is. Alright. This is from Collider. Star Trek Starfleet Academy review. A bold new era for the Star Trek franchise is here. Have you seen the show? By Samantha Coley. After the heights of Star Trek Picard Season 3... Notice she didn't say all of Star Trek Picard, just Season 3. And the lows of Star Trek Section 31... Well, at least they're acknowledging that Section 31 was terrible. I wasn't quite sure what to expect with Star Trek Starfleet Academy. With a cast led by the Academy Award winner Holly Hunter and a slate of bright up-and-coming stars, Starfleet Academy is the first of its kind in the Star Trek universe. What? Telling a story that follows a slightly younger demographic than the standard space crew. This series has been in development nearly as long as Star Trek has been back on the air following the release of Star Trek Discovery. I thought she was trying to make like some outlandish claim, like it was all the way back during Gene Roddenberry's era. In Discovery in 2017, and it came as a surprise to many when it was announced as a quasi-Discovery spin-off in 2023. Now, having seen the first 6 episodes of the show's first season, I can definitely say Star Trek Academy is the best Star Trek series of the modern era. Well, it's a very low bar. Starfleet Academy is both a breath of fresh air and a love letter to everything that came before. What? Are you kidding me? A love letter? You call that a love letter? Dumping on all the old shows, saying that we need to correct it for a modern audience. Even making Gene Roddenberry a janitor in the show. And call that a love letter? Hating everything that came before it? That set it up for success and it still flopped on its face? Call that a love letter? The series features a handful of deeply interesting, engaging, and relatable characters with dynamic. What do you mean relatable? Where are you getting that from? Have you actually seen the show? Okay, maybe it's relatable to you specifically. No. What? How is that relatable to anyone? All right. This Collider. This might be strike one for Collider. Well, we'll see how it goes later, and it may go the way of Screen Rant. With a perfect blend of episodic and narrative storytelling. Who paid you to say that? Come on, who is paying you? Was it Paramount? Is it what's his face? What's his name? Kurtzman. Is it Kurtzman himself? Did he write you a check for a good review of his crappy series? Blend of the series bridges the past and future in a way that should fill viewers with hope. Did you see the show? No, you didn't. She didn't actually see the show. Or maybe she did, and she's just deliberately misrepresenting it. Nah, maybe I'll be generous and say that she didn't actually see the show. She's just writing what the network told her to say. Set after the 4th season of Discovery, Starfleet Academy takes place in the 23rd century and follows the first class of cadets to attend the newly reopened titular school after the comm badge. I'm sorry. No. Relatable? See, I got people eating their comm badges. You got what? The Romulans giving the middle fingers. You got the head of the school just letting the kids be all willy-nilly and do whatever they want and not actually teach them anything or teach them dumb things. You think that's relatable? You think that what was I? First class cadets attend the newly reopened titular school after the burn devastated much of the galaxy. That was a stupid idea. I don't know why they did that. I'm sorry, it's just that I don't know, all of Kurtzman Trek has just been a massive disappointment. It's just been like most an insane thing after the other. All anti-Star Trek. Sort of. You know what? Why didn't they just say it was in the Kelvin timeline? Why didn't they say it was like in the rebooted movies? That would solve like so many problems. Or at least be more palatable. Where was I? The burn. Though the series features a handful of characters that appeared in other Star Trek shows, like Robert Picardo. Well, who else? Or I guess you're talking about the Kurtzman Star Trek shows. Much like most shows within the franchise, it requires little to no prior knowledge of the universe and serves as an excellent entry point for new viewers. Yeah, suppose so. I guess they kind of catch you up on everything you need to know for the series in the first. Not that it's the plus or anything, that's bare minimum of what you should be doing. Leading the series as a Lanthanite, the Star Trek. Why did they even do that? Why this Lanthanite, stupid Lanthanite thing? They're Their people live like hundreds of years. You know, we already had people that lived hundreds of years. The LOTRians, remember them? No, of course you don't, because you didn't do any studying up on the old Trek stuff. Kurtzman, you dope. Like Star Trek Strange New Worlds, own quirky engineer Pelia Carol Kane. Oh, brah. The one good character from Star Trek Strange New Worlds. That, the angry Andorian engineer guy is kinda cool. But I guess they killed him off for no reason. Hunter's Chancellor Nalake has been around for more than 4 centuries and marches to the beat of her own drum because of it. And why is she the Chancellor of an Academy? If she marches to the beat of her own drum, how is she supposed to be educating kids if she can't be educated herself? Paralleling her journey at the head of a young roster of cadets is Sandro Rosta's Caleb Mir, who is only using his current position as means to find his mother and stay out of jail. How is he supposed to find his mom in the academy? Like, staying out of jail, I understand that part. It's like if you get a kid a choice to either go to jail or go to juvie or go to the military or what's it, army school. What's the army school thing? The academy, whatever. Like, of course they're gonna take it. But how are you supposed to like find your mom if you're like in the academy? Like you got to be doing like research, and you gotta be learning stuff and things. Like, how do you have time searching the galaxy for someone? I say as though the writers wanted things to make sense in their show. Nala has a soft spot for Caleb due to the part she played in separating him from his mother over a decade before the events of the series, and doing right by him is a significant motivator in getting her back in the captain's chair as Chancellor of Academies following her previous registration. Would that be like a conflict of interest kind of thing? Like having the head of the academy be the judge that sent your mom to jail? Like, wouldn't there be like some kind of conflict there? Like a moral conflict? Like, can you really be like, you have treat this kid equally, like as you should be doing if you're the one who put his mom in jail, and not giving like special treatment to one kid? Yeah, again, as though the writers were trying to make it make sense. Where was I? Where am I? Following her previous, getting back into capture, following previous, weaving their fates together as Paul Giamatti's Nas Baraka. Sounds like a Star Wars name, brother. A dastardly space pirate who's half Klingon, half Tellarite. Man, everybody's just half Klingon nowadays. And entirely conniving. Like all the best villains, Baraka is over-the-top outlandish and unapologetically wicked. Yeah, it's Paul Giamatti. Well, he can play over-the-top when he wants to. Probably the only fun thing in the show. I mean, but he's not in it very much. And while, yes, he's always looking out for himself and first and foremost, he also believes he's doing a service to the galaxy that Starfleet abandoned in the wake of the burn. Robert Picardo and Tig Notaro reprise the roles from previous Star Treks, with both getting to put a new spin on their work as instructors at the Academy alongside Gina Yershuri's Laura Thok, another Star Wars name, the Academy's Klingon Jem'Hadar, the continuity error character, cadet master who is nurturing as she is intimidating. Intimidating? Maybe to a buffet. Yeah, no. This was a paid review. Like, other than getting, like, getting paid by the website for doing it. It's just like a paid opinion. I think it's a better way of putting it, having paid opinions. Yeah. How long is this? Maybe I'll just go until I can't stand it anymore. Well, the rich conflict between that and Trio serves as running through... Wait, did I miss a paragraph? Who's Trio? Oh, that trio. The conflict, that trio serves as a running thread through the season. The rest of the ensemble is filled with equally engaging characters. I would beg to differ. That all have their own reasons for coming to Starfleet Academy. Bella Shepard's Genesis Lith. What's with all these Star Wars names? Usually Star Trek names are just one word. But I don't know why they need everyone to have like two names nowadays. Is what amounts to a Starfleet Army brat with a heavily decorated father she's seeking to impress. Carrick Brooks plays holographic cadet Sam. Oh yeah, another continuity error character. Series acclamation mill. How's that supposed to mean? What the heck? An emissary for the photonic people of Kask, whom we've learned more about in one of the best episodes of the entire franchise. What? What are you talking about? When did we learn about hologram people? Or is that in one of the Discovery shows? Or Strange New World or something? I don't know. I didn't watch it. I gave up on those shows long ago. So I have no idea what they're talking about. George Hawkins plays Heartthrob. Why is there a hologram? Again, another tangent, I guess. Like, a hologram is a program made of ones and zeros. Why is a hologram, like, in a school? Why does it just download all the information it needs? Again, as though the writers were trying to make it make sense. George Hawkins plays Heartthrob Darum Remy, a Keonian with a competitive streak. A competitive streak mile wide. Covering his surprisingly soft side and heart of gold. Of course, they all have hearts of gold. Kerem Daeng is the pacifist Klingon Jaden. See, if you put a hyphen in the middle of a regular name, that makes it an alien name. Yeah. Jaden correct. Again, more Star Wars names. This is the most unnecessary thing to have added to the show. Who blends Klingon honor with the heart of a healer. I mean, like the other Klingons have done in the past. There have been Klingon doctors before. There's been Klingon scientists too. So I don't know what ground we're breaking here. I guess being a pacifist, I guess he's one of those contradictory characters, which maybe in a better series that would have worked. If you had like better writers, more talented writers, talented producers, maybe that would work. That might have been like an interesting kind of episode, maybe in like Next Generation. I could see that. But again, we're in the age of incompetence. Yeah. Well, I don't know, maybe like, or maybe I'll get into it. Who blends Klingon with the heart of a healer. Finally, Zoe Steiner plays Betazoid student who catches Caleb's eye early on and carries the weight of her planet's future along with a heavy emotional burden. Okay. So again, in a better series, you know what? In a non-Kurtzman Trek setting, I could see this actually being something interesting. Because like all this is, I think, pretty decent setups for characters and things. Like I could see like doing it. That might be interesting doing like a Starfleet Academy show. But the problem is we have less talented writers than we used to make this kind of thing interesting and actually play it out, see where it could go. So yeah, I think maybe this idea was too late for its time. I think maybe the best time for something like this would have been in the TNG era. Like maybe not in the Voyager age, like the TNG Deep Space Nine kind of age. And then they had like the writers, those writers writing for it. That might work. But alas. Holly Hunter earns her place among the Star Trek's all-time greatest Are you kidding me? I was actually going to say she's worse than Janeway, which she is, but that would be implying that Janeway was like in the bad part of the gradient scale of good and bad. What am I trying to say here? No, if Janeway, I think, would be like on a 7. Like Kirk is 10, Picard is 10. Janeway would be, I think, a 7. She would be at best 2, if I'm being generous. Like the Holly Hunter character. Who just loves going bare feet all over the place and shoving her feet in front of the camera all the time. Like pretzeling around in the captain's chair. Like, she's like someone who's trying to be interesting without actually being interesting. Like she puts too much effort into looking like she's interesting rather than actually being interesting. Like the way she's like sitting in the chair and on the bridge with like a book and the glasses. Like she wants people to see her and then think that she's some kind of free spirit interest. Like she has some kind of interesting things to say and all that. And then you hear her talk. It's just nothing but stupid. The most, yeah, just like a what do you call it? Like a Californian writer that sits at Starbucks every day, wanting people to see them at writing a script, rather than actually write a script. They need to be seen to look like they're interesting. Where was I? While the entire ensemble is brimming with talent. Again, maybe if they had like better directors and writers and things that could like bring out some kind of a good performance from them, maybe. But like again, no, they're just like the Guardians of the Galaxy kind of acting, the Marvel type of humor acting, the all will that happen kind of dialogue and stuff, all the Whedon-esque, Joss Whedon-esque kind of wannabes trying to emulate Joss Whedon, but just superficially. They're just too superficial and just yeah. Like again, get some good directors, get some good scripts. You could probably get a good performance out of them, but again, like no, it's just dumbness all around. What am I saying? Do I want to even bother? How much is that? I don't know. I don't really feel like finishing this. This is just more tripe. Star Trek Academe is the future of Star Trek. I hate that that's true. I don't think we're ever going to go back to the way it was. Like, that's never happened again. That was just a snapshot in history. But it doesn't mean it can't improve. I don't really need things to be exactly the way it was back in the day, but it's still, I just need something to be good, interesting. Like, again, this kind of show, I think it is an interesting premise, and you have, like, interesting ideas for characters. It's just, there's... today, if they're not, it's just they can't follow through with it nowadays. I don't know what that is, really. I don't know why we've lost that. Because, like, we used to have it. Like, the talent was there, but then we just... for some reason, it just stopped. Like, no one wanted to learn from old veterans who knew how to do things. Like, they think they could just... we're just going to do it our own way, and they think that it's all going to be roses and sunshine, but no, it turns out it's not that easy. It's not that simple. I don't know. Maybe eventually they'll understand. Maybe if they give them more experience. Maybe if they go out and get more life experience. Maybe... I don't know. I just... not... things aren't as good as they used to be. That's... If you didn't realize that was the crux of my thesis already. But it doesn't have to be. It just... there can be a new kind of good. They just need to... they need to get there. Like, they need to be allowed the... I don't know, what am I trying to say? They need, like, allowed to get the experience, to get allowed to learn, like, what's good and what's not good. Learn how these things, learn techniques, learn things to get them up to the same level as it used to be. But I don't know why people are just so opposed to that nowadays. That is... anyway, there's my rant. I don't really feel like finishing the article. It's just... what the comments say. Without seeing it going out on a limb, predicting this will be cancelled soon. This was old Kurtzman Trek, which is on the way out with the sale to Skydance. Skydance wants nothing to do with anything in... oh, it's being sold, is it? Maybe we should look that up later. Just how it shall follow the... yeah, I understand wanting to go back to its roots, but I don't think it can. Just needs... if it's gonna be... it's gonna be new. Like the same way they did with, like, Next Generation from... oh, like the original series Next Generation. Like, it's... they're not exactly the same. But, like, it's still good in the way that, like, with the writing and characters and stuff. They're not... it's not like they're on the same level. It doesn't have to... and it doesn't really have to be the same level as the original. But it's good in its own right. Like, things today can be good in their own right too, if you let them. Alright, maybe I'll just... I should just get off the topic. Let's just continue on. Yeah. Yeah, that's... what do you think? Comment below. What do you think about the new... sorry, I keep hitting the mic. What do you think about the new Trek? What do you think about... I don't know, just tell me what you think. What are you thinking about right now? What did you eat this morning? Just comment that. Or whatever. Anything. Alright, yeah. There we go. Alright, and... Let's do this. I think this is kind of unconventional from what I normally do, but I think it's kind of interesting anyway. From AOL, who's still around. Is America Online? Are they still around? Are they still sending out CDs with like free hours of internet? Museum of Idaho sets to launch new exhibit exploring life before dinosaurs. Ooh. So that sounds interesting. Well, to me at least. By Daniel V. Ramirez. Idaho Falls. Oh no, what happened to Idaho? Oh, I get it, because falls isn't it fell, but it really means falls as in like waterfalls. Funny, right? From looking into the future with artificial intelligence to learning about mummies of the past, the Museum of Idaho ventures further back into time before dinosaurs existed. Life before dinosaurs. Meet the Permian. Meet the Permian monsters. I don't think I've actually seen that word spelled out. I've heard it before, but I don't think I've never actually seen it. The museum's newest exhibition will open Saturday, January 31st. Hey, that's now or yesterday. Inviting community members on a tour of the Permian era, nearly 290 million years ago. The exhibit features an array of fossils, interactive displays, and animatronics that show museum goers accurate life-size models of creatures from the time period. Life-size. That's actually kind of interesting. I would like to see that. The exhibit also features artwork by Julius Costoni, that guy, that shows how these creatures lived in the era's landscape. Dinonauts or proto-dinosaurs. Rod Hassen, director of exhibitions at the museum, says the creatures featured in Life Before Dinosaurs are not technically dinosaurs. Really? So they didn't have dinosaurs before the dinosaurs. Wow. This is looking back a little bit further, he said. We've gotten used to how dinosaurs look, and they're not so odd to us anymore. These are way different from an extremely unique. For Hansen was fascinated him so much about this time period was connecting the missing link between the creatures that lived in the oceans and the dinosaurs. Ooh. Oh, what's this guy? Fossil of bygone creatures that Moria are on display alongside models of life size and animatronics of creatures from the Permian era. Oh, they're animatronics. Ooh, I like animatronics. He said that this time period marks the beginning of history of these creatures as they branch into different paths and begin to look more like mammals and reptiles common in later periods. Camille Thomas, the museum's director of marketing, said, "The Museum of Idaho has done dinosaur exhibits in the past, but each focus on different prehistoric animals, such as its past exhibit, Dinos of the Deep." That would be interesting. I would like to see that. This kind of interesting connection to dig deeper past the dinosaurs looks at what paved the way for them, Thomas said. It's just unlike anything community members maybe have ever heard about. A lot of people don't know about the Permian period. That is true. A lot of past stuff has to do with dinosaurs and things because they're more interesting generally on a bigger scale. But always I've been curious about the world before dinosaurs, the world right when life was created, how that happened, what came out of it, what it was like, how it all disseminated, how it all looked. Yeah. millions of years ago. When they focus on the Permian period, the exhibits showcase various creatures that lived over a 45 million year time span. It's hard to wrap your mind around the length of time that these creatures existed, Hansen said, and many of these species on display were around the full 45 million years. No, weren't. And many of the species on display weren't around for the full 45 million years. Yeah, for a second. Yeah, I misread that. For a second I thought, like, what, there's been a species that lived for 45 million years? Like, that's insane. But no, they weren't around the full 45 million, as you would really expect them to. Look at Dimorphodon. Did you know that Dimorphodon wasn't really a dinosaur? Dimetrodon. Not Dimorphodon. Why did I say Dimorphodon? Dimetrodon. Putting all the Earth's history on a 12-month calendar, the Permian period would start in November, according to Hansen. We have been here for such a minute amount of time, in the sense of the Earth and how long it's been here, in geological time, he explained. Looking at the end of the Permian era, the exhibit discusses the mass extinction event known as the Great Dying. Hansen said that event was responsible for 90% of all species dying out, including 96% of aquatic life. Whoa. Well, that's kind of spooky. Like, it was an event that just happened all at once at one time? Like, what, like a solar flare that hit the Earth or something? Or would that be like a meteor that wiped out life, like, before the dinosaurs? Or how long was this Great Dying period? That's what I want to know. Was it like, I mean, it probably wasn't just like in a day. Like, how many years would have lasted? Like 1,000 years, 100 years, 10 years? Like 90% of all species all at once. Like, that is, ooh. That's a mystery I would like to learn and learn the mystery of. Yeah. That is what I said. And the Great Dying wasn't a quick death. It took 80,000 years. Oh, okay. So I just answered my question. It took 80,000 years for the process to unfold. Well, you know what? That's less mysterious, I think. It's like for over 80,000 years. Yeah, that's like organisms coming to a zenith and then dying out in spats that other things that relied on them also died out. So I can understand that more. Yeah. There were species that survived with the rise in temperature and the changes in oxygen levels. A lot of creatures went underground. That prolonged their existence, Hansen explained. A few that went and survived into the Triassic period. Events for all. Thomas said that along with the new exhibit, there will be programs for both adults and children to further educate and provide some fun. These are the museum's events, like Museum After Dark and Little Learners. A new program called Museum Mysteries will also debut with the new exhibit, with options for 2 age groups. Is this just more of the advertisement now? Or they solve mysteries in the exhibits, Thomas explained. Or is that the end of the article, just the advertisement for it? There's like one called Mystery of the Giant Dragonfly. There's one called Mystery of the Sailback. They're really fun programs for kids and adults alike. Okay, well, oh yeah, that sounds fun. Take your kids to the Idaho exhibit then. Parts of these museum events are also offered in Spanish, Hansen said, and these exhibits has translated display. We've been working so hard to let people know that this is their museum. Whoever they are, wherever they are, came from, this is all for them, he said. Well, yeah, I would expect that from a museum. It's for everybody. It's for everybody to learn, to see, and all that, all the old stuff. And Learn more about the... Okay. Well, there you go. The thing in Idaho. This is a dinosaur. No, that's not a dinosaur. That's, what is that, the Post-Asukas? No, who is this? So I saw this in there's an old show that came out years ago, what's it called? Something dinosaurs. Walking with Dinosaurs, yeah. And they did, like, other eras, too. There was, like, the walking with prehistoric animals and walking with beasts. That was during the time before the dinosaurs, and I like had the whole walking series on DVD. I think I still have it somewhere. Disney World closed its iconic dinosaur ride after 28 years ahead of new Indiana Jones attraction. Oh no! Disney World's closing. Well, okay, this is a separate thing from this. This is a different article. Oh, well, that's sad. It's for Indiana Jones. Well, why not just put dinosaurs in with Indiana Jones? Like, why not? Just... Wait, what's the dinosaur ride? Is that a Jurassic Park thing? Well, it's not... Okay, is this different? Well, yeah. I'm curious about this anyway. Disney World permanently closed its iconic dinosaur ride after nearly 3 decades. A new Indiana Jones ride will open up at the Animal Kingdom Park in its place. Disney Parks head Josh D'Amaro previously told EW that we've got so many stories to tell. We have so many things we want to make it even better in the theme parks. Dinosaurs count down to extinction at Disney World's... Oh, why'd you have to put it like that? That's a sad way to put it. The Animal Kingdom theme park is finally over. Aw. That's sad. I've never been to Disney World. I always thought I would go there sometime in my life, but it never really happened. Well, so I would have liked to see this. I guess I can see why they turned to Indiana Jones, because like it's a jungle scene, and so you could just like refit it for Indiana Jones by taking all the dinosaurs, putting, I don't know, animals in his place, and that's kind of sad. But anyway, that's it for this article. But go to Idaho, the Idaho Museum. Look at the dinosaurs and learn about life before dinosaurs. All right, what do you guys think? Do you think dinosaurs are cool? Well, of course you do. That's not a question at all. Are you interested in what came before the dinosaurs? Are you going to go to it? Did you go to it? What did you think of it? Comment below. Yeah. You don't see me, but I'm getting like a 2 thumbs up because I'm a huge dork. And yeah, there we go for that. Now, something a little fun. Just because I wanted to do it. Go away, advertisements. This is from comicbook.com. 10 best superhero headquarters of all time. Ranked. So this is a ranked list by Jack Pickow. Just like what any profession, superheroes need a base of operations that they use when they're not off patrolling the streets or saving the universe. A headquarters is an essential element of any crime-fighting fighter because it provides a place for to strategize, heal, conduct experiments, store dangerous weapons, park their vehicles, or hang out. Many DC and Marvel heroes and teams have impressive home bases with unique features that set them apart. Some superheroes even live in their headquarters full-time. With their incredible designs and features, these fantastic locations have become an intrinsic part of the mythos of the superheroes who inhabit them. Yeah. Alright, so let's see. What's number 10? What is that? The Wrecking Crew. What? Maybe it's copyright. From gleaming couches to arcades, there are the best superhero of course in history. Number 10. Sanctum Sanctorum. That's the place where Doctor Strange lives. It's got all these weird magic artifacts and stuff. Like these teleporter mirror things that take you to places on Earth, which I think that's probably the coolest part of it. What looks like a simple 3-storied Victorian-style house on 1770 or 177A Bleecker Street in New York City. Oh no, you just doxed him. You gave away his address. Now all the evil people know where he lives. Yeah, I'm dumb. New York City is actually home to the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange, housing countless ancient and mystical books, relics, and secrets. The Sanctum Sanctorum is one of the most magical locations in Marvel Comics. The building's inner layer tends to shift on its own, creating a labyrinth and that distorts reality. Yeah, I think it's comics, not the movies, of course. To keep out intruders, the Sanctum Sanctorum is protected by some of the most powerful defensive spells Doctor Strange can conjure. Yeah, it has a lock on the door. Take that, magic users. Can you imagine, like, you're like a evil wizard. You're trying to like steal all the magic artifacts in this one magical place. So you like research all the magical anti-magical like detectors and magical security systems, and then you get there and then the door's locked. Like, now what? Doctor Strange can conjure, which prevents anyone from being able to enter its environs uninvited. It's another word you don't see in the wild too much. The environs, like the environment, but it's like in an interior, or there's like multiple environment. I don't know. Look it up on dictionary.com. The Sanctum Sanctorum has served as the home base for the Defenders and the temporary headquarters to the Inventors and the Star Strange Academy. There you go, number 10. Sanctum Sanctorum. Number 9. I need a drum roll effect. Sound effect. Nah. I need to get like a sound effect board thing here. 9. Hall of Justice. Really? At number 9? First appearing in the Super Friends cartoon. Really? So was the cartoon it first appeared? Not even in the comics? The Hall of Justice eventually made its debut in the comics and became a staple of the Justice League, located in Washington, D.C. The Hall of Justice is more than just an earthly base of operations for the Justice League. It's a museum. Regular citizens can enjoy the exhibits honoring the exploits of DC's greatest heroes. At the same time, the real work with the Justice League happens on the upper and lower floors. The Hall of Justice has everything, including a lab, a trophy room, a morgue. Ugh. Why does it need a morgue? And even a gift shop. More impressively, Batman made it so that the Hall of Justice can be transformed into a state-of-the-art airship armed to the teeth, because of course it can. Yeah. Ew. Don't you think there might be some problems having it open to the public? Maybe that could cause some security problems? Or no, it might be nice to just have like someplace anyone can go to just learn about them. Maybe learn more about them and what they're trying to do. That might be better for like public relations. Anyway, there you go. Hall of Justice, number 9. Number 8, Titans Tower. Oh yeah, from the Teen Titans. One of the most visually striking superhero bases. Not very subtle at all either. See, it's like a huge T and it has the lights shining right on it, so you know exactly where it is. So all the bad guys know exactly where to go now. One of the most visually striking superhero bases in comics, Titans Tower is a T-shaped building on Titans Island. Oh, they have their own island too. Incarnations of Titans Tower have been built off the coast of New York City, San Francisco, and Bloodhaven. It's another fictional city. Just like San Francisco, it's fictional. The building serves as both the training quarters and living space for its members. Many members, like Starfighter, Raven, and Cyborg, have taken up permanent residence in Titan Towers. For a brief time, the tower also housed the Titans Academy, where new young heroes learned how to use their powers for crime fighting. With its incredible design and superpowered residence, Titans Tower stands tall as a symbol of the most fantastic teen superhero team in DC Comics. How many people have superpowers in the comics now? Like, if you have to make a whole academy out of it. At what point do you think the government would get involved with that? Like, would they want to, like, train their own army of superheroes? If, like, so many superpowers are popping up all over the world. Anyway, number 8. Number 7, Shield Helicarrier. I kind of like that one. I saw it in the Avengers movie. That was actually pretty impressive seeing it for the first time. It was like a flying base. I kind of like that. I like having a mobile base kind of thing. Soaring high above the clouds, the Shield Helicarrier serves as both the headquarters and a warship for Marvel's Global Intelligence and Defense Agency, or SHIELD. With what the helicarrier lacks in speed, it more than makes up for in its firepower. It can bombard its targets until they're reduced to smithereens. This massive ship is also an aerial aircraft carrier whose top is a landing pad for numerous jets. SHIELD commanders like Nick Fury and Maria Hill use the helicarrier as their main base of operations and as a hub for directing their agents in the field. How useful is that? Like, trying to land an airplane in the air. Like, wouldn't that cause a lot of problems? It's like with air density and things, like, it'd have to be... Because, like, landing on an air carrier, like just a regular kind, that's pretty hard to do in and of itself. But, like, landing on one that's flying in the air and probably moving... Plus, like, the physics are different. Well, not the physics. Like, there's different pressures and things, like, high up in the sky, depending how high you go and all that. Although it has been vulnerable to attack and has crashed and exploded many times, the helicarrier in its iterations remains one of the most imposing fortresses and vehicles in comic book history. There we go. Number 7. Number 6 is Baxter Building. Oh, that's the Fantastic Four building. The home of the Fantastic Four, see, the 35-story tall Baxter Building in New York City is a gleaming symbol of scientific innovation. While the first 30 floors are regular apartments, really, the top 5 are the living space of Marvel's first family. So you just have, like, regular people living there too. Well, I guess they're gonna have to do that to like pay for the building. Like, are they just like regular civilians just living there underneath scientific research facility? That doesn't sound very safe. Like, the Baxter Building is a place where the Fantastic Four can unwind from a long day or do universe-changing experiments. In addition to living, like, what happens if an experiment goes wrong? What if there's an explosion at the very top? Like, it starts leaking down, like, radioactive waste or something to people below. A significant portion of the Baxter Building is dedicated to Mr. Fantastic's massive laboratory, which is filled with ingenious inventions like Negative Zone Portal, the Fantastic Car. Even though the Baxter Building is constantly under threat by villains like Dr. Doom, another reason not to live there. That's going to be targeted by supervillains. In the scrolls, the Fantastic Four couldn't ask for a better home. Yeah. They also use it as office space. And their office do office companies work there too? Like, or other companies' office work at yeah. It's in the building that's constantly being attacked by supervillains. Maybe the rent is like super cheap. Maybe that's what keeps the rent down, is the constant attacks and laboratory explosions. Yeah. In New York City, okay. You know what? That starting to sound more realistic. If it's going to be like super cheap, and in New York City, yeah. All right, I can see why now. Number 6, number 5. What is number 5? Avengers Mansion. Don't they have a tower? Well, it's comics again. Comic books, they have a mansion. When Iron Man became founding member of the Avengers, he renovated his old home into a new home base for Earth's mightiest heroes. In addition to providing housing for various members like Captain America, the Avengers Mansion is under the care of the loyal butler Jarvis, who is like an actual person in the comics. He's like a computer program in the movies. It's one guy has to clean up like the whole building. Should they have like a whole cleaning staff and cooking staff and things? Like, if this one guy has to do like all the cooking and all the cleaning for the heroes and like all the repair work and all the maintenance, like that is like, you better be paying him well. Beneath the mansion's traditional architecture lies several stories of advanced underground facilities. So Jarvis has to clean all that too, I guess. So it's getting worse and worse for that guy. Including underground facilities, including gyms, medical facilities, and the Avengers Quinjets. They're just like airplanes, but they can't just say airplanes. They need to make them like more whimsical to call them Quinjets. The Avengers Mansion is also infamous for constantly being destroyed in catastrophic attacks. Ah, that poor guy, having to clean up after all of that. Attacks only to be rebuilt stronger than before. Imagine they get like Jarvis to rebuild it too. Like in the middle of his cleaning and cooking, like he has to like do the masonry. He has to like put a hammer in all the boards and nails and all that. How does he find time to do anything else? Even with Stark Tower becoming the new base for the Avengers, other incarnations of the team, like the Avengers Unity Squad and Avengers Emergency Response Squad, took up residence in the mansion. And imagine Jarvis has to like go and clean up all their mansions too. Repair their buildings and all that. Oh, that poor guy. Is he like an old guy in the comics? Anyway, so 5. So, number 4 of the superhero secret bases is Justice League Watchtower. It's number 4? What's number 3? Like, this is in space. How much higher can you get? The most iconic headquarters of the Justice League, the Watchtower is a massive space station that has been located on the moon or orbits the Earth like a giant satellite. How do they get like between Earth and space? How much does that cost in fuel just to go to Earth? And then like, wouldn't it take like days, even hours, just to like get to Earth, get to like from the Earth to the space station and back? This incredible structure was built using the most advanced technology from planets across the universe, including Earth, Krypton, Mars, New Genesis, Thanagar, and Apocalypse. See, it's spelled with a K instead of a C. That makes it more alien-y. The primary method of accessing this station is through teleportation tubes. Alright, that makes more sense now. Inside the Hall of Justice. Also, there is the Hall of Justice in this iteration too, I guess. So they have like an Earth base and a space base. Actually, that's kind of cool. Watchtower features, or where am I? Oh, Justice. Able to house hundreds of heroes and personnel. The Watchtower features an armory, greenhouse, trophy room, library, and aquarium. Why are they keeping trophies? What do you need a trophy for? What was the superhero need a trophy for? They're doing hearing just for the good of mankind. I don't know why I need a trophy. Library and aquarium. The Watchtower represents the Justice League at its most powerful, along with the heroes to watch over Earth while serving as the first line of defense against alien attacks. Number 4, Justice League Watchtower. Alright, let's find out. What's number 3? Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters. Okay, so then I can guess what the next 2 are going to be. Obviously, next 2 had to be like the Bat Cave and the Superman Cave. What's it called? Fortress of Solitude, yeah. Xavier School for the Gifted. Xavier's School for the Gifted Youngsters is a place where young mutants can be safe and learn how to control their incredible gifts, while be is safe from with kids that don't know how to use their powers. But it is safe, trust me. Never mind those explosions going on back there. Never mind all those lasers firing all around the place. Don't worry about that. It's safe, trust me. Professor X repurposed his family's house in New York into a school that also served as the home and headquarters of his X-Men. In addition to having plenty of classrooms and dormitories, this school has several key features that make it unique. The school has a state-of-the-art training facility, the Danger Room. See, because it's a room that's dangerous. That's right. The high-speed jet, the Blackbird, and the telepathy and enhancing mutant locating computer Cerebro. Many X-Men have become the headmasters of this mutant school, including Cyclops, Wolverine, and Storm. When was Wolverine the head of the school? How would Wolverine be head of the school? Why would you let Wolverine be like a head of a school? Storm. In a world full of prejudice, Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters stands as a symbol of sanctuary and peaceful coexistence between humans and mutants. There you go. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea to let Wolverine be the head of a school for kids and give him access to a danger room. That's like it seems like a recipe for disaster. He's got like more of the kids gotta learn sometime kind of attitude. It's just like throw them in the deep end and let them figure out how to swim. Alright. So number 2 has to be either Batcave or Fortress of Solitude. I'm gonna guess Batcave is number 1 because Batman is more popular than Superman right now. Yep, there it is. Fortress of Solitude, number 2. Far away from human civilization, the Fortress of Solitude stands as a memorial to Superman's lost Kryptonian world and civilization. The exact location of this massive crystalline structure has varied over the years, with it predominantly placed either in the North or South Poles. There's actually nothing in the North Pole. Like, it's just like a big block of ice, so I don't think it could like actually hold structure in it. So the South Pole makes more sense, but the North Pole for some reason feels cooler. I mean, as in not temperature rise, like it's a more fun place to put it. I don't know why. Where am I? Made for Kryptonian technology, the Fortress of Solitude houses the history of Superman's homeworld and the House of El. The fortress has many incredible features, including multi-ton house key, an alien zoo, a Kryptonian warsuit, the Phantom Zone projector, video messages from Superman's birth parents, and the miniaturized Kryptonian city of Kentor. Oh, comics are weird. The fortress is cared for by its robot staff. Well, at least these are robots and not just one old man who has to do everything for this huge fortress thing. The fortress is cared for robot staff. The Fortress of Solitude represents a place where Superman can be himself and remember the world he had lost. Yeah. I like the one from the movies. I think it looks better on the outside. Yeah. And you get robots in this one too. And of course, number one is Batcave. There he is with the dinosaur. Why does he have a dinosaur in his cave? Why does he have a giant penny in his cave? Why does he have a Joker card in his cave? What is the point of like keeping them like out on display like that? Oh, the Batmobile. That looks like the Snyder Batmobile. Where's this picture from? There's no superhero lair more iconic than Batman's Batcave. Deep below Wayne Manor, the subterranean headquarters is the base of operations for the Dark Knight and the rest of the Bat family in their war on crime in Gotham City. The Batcave houses everything Batman needs to help his crime-fighting crusade, including the high-tech Bat computer and also a giant penny. He really needs that to fight crime in the Batcave. Batman needs training rooms and a forensic lab. The Batcave also has the most iconic trophy room in comic book history, featuring a giant penny and a T-Rex statue. And of course, the Batcave is the garage for Batman's countless vehicles, including the Batmobile, a Batwing, Batcycle, and even a Bat train. He has a train? Does it go on Bat rails? Where does it go? The Batcave is... Where could you go? How do you keep that a secret? How do you keep a railroad a secret? Like a Bat railroad? Where does it go? Like, where can a train go that a Batmobile can't? Or a plane can't? Batcave is the definitive superhero headquarters because of how it encapsulates Batman's dual life and obsession with being prepared for anything. Yeah, that's what he needs the giant penny for. Just in case he has to do a giant needs to do a coin flip decision. He has a giant coin. And a dinosaur statue. Because that helps solve crimes somehow. Yeah. And there you go. What do you think? Leave a comment below. What do you think? What's your favorite superhero headquarters? What's your favorite headquarters? I do like the Batcave. What's your favorite Batcave? I know I like the Batcave from the Adam West Batman just because of that old school style, that dials and knobs and readouts and things, and I like that, the old style, the old 60s style, futuristic tech style. I like that. Favorite Batcave. I also like the what other Batcaves are there? No, you know what? I think the Adam West Batcave was like probably the most interesting one because, like, well, for the shows anyway. Because like all the others in the movies, they're kind of just one place. Like it's a big expansive cave, but you're kind of just in one place with all the computers. You don't really see much of it. I like that there's more of it in, or there's more like background stuff in the Adam West one. And I guess there's in the 89 Batman, the cave is yeah, you do see a lot of cave in the cave. Not much other stuff. But I think the 60s one is, I guess, my favorite. Anyway, yeah, and the Fortress of Solitude, which... What's your favorite Fortress of Solitude? Again, there's like the one from the Donner movies, which is just Like, it looks cool, but it's kind of... I don't know, there's just that. It's very crystally looking, and like it apparently has tech in it, but all the tech is very crystally, so it's, I don't know, not that interesting, not as interesting as what other Fortress of Solitudes did we see? Is that the only one? Well, I know the one from the Gunverse, the what's his name, James Gunn Batcave. At least that one had the robot slaves in it. Yeah, I know they're not actually slaves. They're like the robot companions, or what do you call them, servants. But whatever. Yeah. I think I've only ever actually seen like different iterations of Batcave than any of the others. Yeah, there you go. And like, of course, like the X-Men mansion is just a mansion. Like, yeah. Well, the helicarrier, that's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool idea. But I don't know, I think it's a little too exposed to be like a decent headquarters. And the Titan Tower is just like there, just all pointing here. Come and get us right here. A whole lot of justice. I think it's kind of cool to have a museum of superheroes. And yeah, oh, and there's like a Harry Potter type of mansion thing. Yeah, I think maybe the Batcave might be my favorite of all of them too. Yeah, what do you think? What's your favorite headquarters? What do the comments say? Let's not forget Questar's asteroid base from the Kang War storyline of the Avengers. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what the comic guy. I'm more of a movie cartoon guy. Couldn't say better myself. Yeah, they destroyed part of the helicarrier on the Avengers and completely destroyed it on Captain America: Winter Soldier. Was it destroyed at the Winter Soldier? I don't think it was destroyed. Ah. Anyway, yeah, what's your favorite headquarters? Let me know in the comments below. Yeah. Oh, and someone's looking for men. Yeah, I'll add that there. That's a good place to end it. Yeah, that was fun. I like that. Alright, and that is all I have for this week. Thank you everyone for joining me today. For Cloud Yelling with Upset Tugboat, I have been Upset Tugboat. And remember, keep yelling at the clouds. Yeah, that's good. That's a good sign off, probably, right? Right? That's that. Yeah, okay, bye. See you next week.